If you are or want to be an entrepreneur, these are some apps that you must use. Hi guys, it's Helly and I am recommending some apps that I have started using ever since I started freelancing, and I'm sure that even if you are not a freelancer, you will find these apps helpful in some way or the other. You can also use them if you want to build a business. You can use them if you are starting out. You can use them if you have already started but don't have an organized system already. So I hope that whatever I have for you today, you will like them. Number one app that you should have as an entrepreneur is Zoom. Zoom is a video calling app. Now it is better than Skype in my opinion, but you can differ if you want to. It lets you schedule meetings, it lets you record meetings, it lets you share presentations with your client. This is a feature that I really need a lot because most of the times I am giving consultancy to my clients, and in my consultancies of YouTube and Instagram, I try to show them visually about the things that they can or have to do in order to build a successful YouTube channel or to build a successful Instagram store. So for that, I can't really tell that over phone, but I have to rather demonstrate it over video. And most of the times, if you are pitching to a client or talking to a client, you might need to do the same as well. So this app helps you a lot in showing that to them. Also, it lets you or them save the whole session. So that is also a feature that I really like about Zoom. I was not really aware of Zoom until I started working with international clients, because most of us here use Skype or even WhatsApp only for video calling. But Zoom has much more features and you should definitely be using it if you want to. The next two apps that I'll recommend for social media and getting clients is Facebook and LinkedIn. Have these apps. Be active on them. Market yourself on these apps to your target audience who is going to need your product or your service. And this is how you actually get clients. You might ask me, how do you exactly get clients? Well, by talking with them. Talk to them in groups, talk to them in their posts of job opportunities if you want to, and you will very soon make a network of people who are interested in the things you do, who might be buying from you, or even if they don't buy from you, they might refer you to a friend. Note that in your entrepreneurial life, your connections will be your biggest assets. Not your money, but rather the people that you are in contact with. Yes, money definitely helps, but your network is your net worth. This is a very popular saying, and yeah, it's pretty true. Next app is Freshbooks. You can also use any other app to keep books of your account or your company. Personally, I don't really need this feature a lot, but if your company does, this might be a good idea. There are a lot of other options as well, and you can pick the one that suits you the best. The next app that I have used very extensively ever since I started my work journey was Google Drive. This is a blessing in disguise. There is gonna be so many times that you have to share certain files, videos, images, etc. with your clients, team, etc. And Google Drive is the best way to do it, because most of the platforms which also allow sharing have certain limits like 20 MB or 50 MB, and most of the times when you're working, your files and apps and softwares are going to exceed that limit. So Google Drive is the way you should go. After a certain point, you can also use Dropbox if you want to, but for most of my life I've only used Google Drive. I only started using Dropbox lately and I didn't really like it, so I highly suggest Google Drive. The next app you really need as an entrepreneur is Pocket. Pocket allows you to save stuff. If there is an interesting article that you read about your industry, but you don't really have the time to read it right now, you can just save it in Pocket and read it later when you have time. And yeah, this has happened to me so many times that I found very interesting stuff, but I don't have the time to read it, and later I just lose it and I can't find the title or the name of the writer. I search it, I can't find it. It is total frustration. Well, Pocket just takes away that frustration from your life. You can also use Pocket if you are in academics and if you want to enhance your study materials, because it's sort of like the same case. You come across good material and then you lose it. So if you want to save all that for later, use Pocket app. The next app that I'll recommend is Toolittle. Toolittle has a variety of books on business and entrepreneurship, and reading is going to take you very far in life. There's so much that the biggest businessmen and entrepreneurs in this world have experienced, and you can't really be in the same room with them most of the times, but you can read whatever they have experienced in their life for a couple of dollars, and that is so cheap. Storytel subscription costs like $2.99 per month, and for that you can listen to the likes of Elon Musk, Tony Robbins, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, etc., and the books that they recommend. With their experience and their advices, you can go to the next level very soon. Reading their books and their recommendations has not only helped me in understanding how the world works, but how the world is a bit unfair, but you have to make peace with it, and how to behave and operate in this world so that you are successful. And I have been applying them for a couple of months now, and it is very helpful, I must say that. The next thing that I would recommend highly for you guys is podcast apps. If you don't have some already, listening to Gary Vee is definitely the best, but unpopular opinion, I think Gary Vee is getting very repetitive right now. So I would rather suggest someone like Marie Forleo or this podcast called Often Ambitious. Both of them are really great. Next app that you should have as an entrepreneur is Canva. I'm sure you need a lot of images for your social media, website, etc. And not always can you hire a graphic designer because it costs money. In that case, you can be your own graphic designer by using Canva for free. Canva is one of the best apps that I've ever come across. It has helped me a lot in not only editing photos, but actually creating content for my client accounts. And the content that I can make using Canva is very good. It's definitely not very professional, but it's not very bad as well. It's I'd say semi-professional content that you can make using Canva, and it really helps you a lot, especially if you're on a tight budget. The next app that I am going to recommend is TED. TED Talks are very important, and the wisdom you can get from them are amazing. I have realized that the journey of entrepreneurship is very depressing. Most of the times you don't have people who understand you. Most of the times you yourself don't know what the heck you're doing. Most of the times you have no idea what's coming next. Listening to good people talk well makes you more confident about yourself, even though there is no guarantee about what is going to happen in the future. When you have confidence, you usually walk very strongly, and when you're doing good things steadily, it is going to help a lot. And TED Talks have helped me a lot in motivating my own self, because finding motivation is very difficult as a person who struggles with mental health issues. And I'm sure that if you are someone like that, you are going to love this app. But I would say that don't listen to more than 2 talks a day, because otherwise you're gonna get so addicted that you keep listening but not applying them to your life, and that is the worst thing that you can do to yourself. Last but not the least, I would recommend some apps that you can use to limit your screen time. You can use any app. There is this app called Screen Time, I guess. That was the name of the app itself. But there are several others. The problem with being an entrepreneur is that you can go so deep into research that you spend hours on your phone, and it is going to impact your health very soon. You don't really want that. Your health is your wealth as an entrepreneur. And if you want to have a good health, the first thing that you can do very easily is limit your screen time. The next is definitely doing some yoga, but we'll come to that later. I think that yoga is definitely helpful, but unless you limit your screen time, your eyes are going to be very affected. I was diagnosed with dry eyes lately, and I'm sure, if not 100%, but at least 95% sure that is because I was spending a lot of time on my phone, camera, and my laptop, because I was talking to a lot of clients every day. I was making videos, editing videos, and it is a really long chain of things that I did not limit myself from, and the dry eyes are giving me a lot of trouble. There are a lot of other troubles that you can get from using screen for a long time, so I don't really want you to go have that. And screen timing apps are going to help you a lot, from differentiating things you actually need to know about from the ones which are just trivia. Now that would be all for today's video, guys. These are the 10 apps that I want you guys to use if you want to be an entrepreneur or freelancer. I hope that you find these apps helpful. Most of these apps are absolutely free, at least in the basic version, so make sure that you use them. And yeah, let me know if you like this video. A lot of you ask me why I don't leave the names or the links to these apps in the description below. That is just because I am a bit lazy. So yeah, that would be all. I'll be back with another video next week. Till then, bye bye.